Ladies and gentlemen, Regulation H is here. This is probably the best format we have had in months. Well, this might be the best format we've had in the whole the whole generation. It is incredibly fun. A lot of Pokemon are really, really good. A lot of them have are finally allowed to have their time in the sun, and of these Pokemon, a good amount of them are water types. And in this video, I'm going to go over all the water types I think are worth mentioning. If I missed one that you're using, or if I missed your favorite, leave a comment, tell me why you think that Pokemon is good. But for now, I have like a big list of water types that I'm going to go through. And I'm going to start off with the big one. The big one is Palafin. Now, I don't think Palafin is the best water type in the format. I think it's the second best, but I don't think it's the best. Normally, you'll see it doing its usual Mystic Water, Wave Crash, Jet Punch, sometimes Close Combat, sometimes Haze, sometimes Taunt. I like Substitute, and then Protect. Sometimes you'll see like Clear Amulet instead, but this is the big balanced Pokemon. This is the Pokemon that combos with Incineroar and Rillaboom to make the big pivoting core. As you can see, Palafin's stats are insane. You know, really bulky, 197-87. Monstrous attack stat, base 100 speed, which in this format is actually fast, because we don't have to worry about Pokemon like Fluttermane anymore. So this is actually a fast Pokemon. Yeah, it just combos really well with the pivoting core of Incineroar Palafin. But there is a Pokemon that I think does Palafin's job, but better and more. And I think the best water-type Pokemon in this format is one Mr. Big Fish. I think Mr. Big Fish Basculegion over here is the best water type in the format. This Pokemon is A+. The S-tier Pokemon are undeniably Incineroar, Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom's the best Pokemon in the format, and Goldengo. Goldengo is undeniably S-tier in this format. But in terms of water types, I think the very best water type is Basculegion. With Adaptability and Wave Crash, you end up doing more damage than Palafin does. Not only that, but you can also do this while also not needing to switch out. To get this form, I forgot to mention, but downside about Palafin is that you need to switch out and then back in to get this form. Otherwise, it's just this form with pitiful stats. But the Basculegion, you don't have to switch out. You have a natural ghost immunity. You have access to moves like Aqua Jet, which turns to a base 80 base power move because of adaptability. And Last Respect, adaptability Last Respect is a drug. And then you can go like Mystic Water with Protect, or you can go Assault Vest with, I like Phantom Force, but you could go a defensive Terra like Grass or Fairy and go with the Terra Blast. However, this is where the and more comes in, because this thing, as a Swift Swim sweeper as a Swift Swim cleaner on some rain teams, is absolutely insane. I'm currently running Clear Amulet, Terra Fairy, Swift Swim, Wave Crash, Flip Turn, Last Respect, Protect. I'm not gonna leak my team or anything, but trust me when I say Basculegion is by far, well, not by far, Basculegion is by far, I've just repeated myself. Basculegion is the best water type in this format, which makes me very happy because I absolutely love this thing, and it being so good makes me so happy. We're going on to Dondozo. Dondozo isn't really a solo water type. Dondozo is its own archetype, and due to the general lower power level of the format, Dondozo is back in full swing. It's not as powerful as it was in Regulation A, as now we have more tools to deal with it. We know how to deal with it. but it's still really, really good because of the lower power level. You know, you just do, it's just the general, do damage to everything else, clean up with Dondozo. Dondozo is the win condition. I don't need to go too in-depth on Dondozo, everyone knows what Dondozo is. But onto probably two sleeper picks. I'm going to talk about Gyarados and Tauros. I'm going to talk about these Pokemon together, because they're both, you know, physical water types that are like, they're intimidators. Gyarados just completely screws over Palafin, as does Tauros, kind of. The Dragon Dance set is probably good with, you know, Waterfall, Terra, Flying Terra Blast, Dragon Dance, and Protect. But you could also go with, say, I kind of like Terra Electric. And you go Waterfall, Thunder Wave, Taunt, Protect. Gyarados has two different sets. With Intimidate, it's actually really bulky, especially for the lower power level. Really good attack, so it can still like chunk stuff. And in a similar vein, here is Paldean and Tauros. We could see the Mirror Herb sets returning with Intimidate. To benefit from the Defiant boost from, say, Kingambit or Annihilate. You could go something like Assault Vest. You can go like Wave Crash, Aqua Jet, close combat, and let's say could go Raging Ball, could go Rock Slide. There are quite a few options that this Pokemon can do. You can do Whirlpool. Whirlpool sounds really funny. But these are just two like just bulky physical water type intimidators, but both of them are good. Both of them are kind of sleeper picks right now. Onto the return of Azumarill. I don't need to say what this Pokemon does, right? Meow. And you go Liquidation, Aqua Jet, Flare Rough, Deck, boom. That's your, here's your Azumarill. Boom. Boom, done. This Pokemon is, it's self-explanatory. It does damage, and that's what it does. It's relatively bulky, and it's relatively slow, so you can use it for stuff like a Trick Room mode. Speaking of a Trick Room mode, I'm gonna skip this Pokemon real quick. Let's talk about Araquanid. This Pokemon does one thing. Remember how we were talking about how Azumarill was just a slow water type that hit really hard? Here's another slow water type that hits really hard. If this Pokemon got Wave Crash, it would be hitting harder than Basculegion. And you go Leech Life, and you go Substitute, and you go Protect. Substitute can also be Light Guard. Mystic Water could also be Clear Amulet. Araquanid, especially now with the lower power level, Araquanid was already holding up in the restricted format. And now we have it in a, you know, really low power level format. This thing can cook. This thing can cook. Moving on to Primarina. Really bulky. Kind of needs Intimidate support. Liquid Voice. You can go leftovers with Calm Mind, Protect, Hyper Voice, and Moonblast. You could also go Throat Spray with Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and Protect. Basically, Liquid Voice turns Hyper Voice into a strong water type spread move. That's basically just what Primarina does. It's strong, it's bulky, it can set up. Just an overall strong Pokemon due to the lower power level. Empoleon. Due to the buff it got in this generation, with its Defiant hidden ability being replaced with Competitive, because of how good Incineroar is going to be, this Pokemon's kind of busted. I don't really know what move what item it would run. You could run something like Assault Vest. Unfortunately, it did lose Scald, so you're forced to run something like Hydro Pump with, say, Flash Cannon. What else is there? Ice Beam, Icy Wind. Vacuum Wave? its moveset's kind of lacking. But it's got a unique typing. It's pretty bulky. Again, you might want Intimidate support. With an Assault Vest, you're very specially bulky. You're strong, especially when you're boosted by competitive. If someone finds out the best moveset for it, from its honestly rather pitiful moveset, then you'll be good as gold. I could see something like Blizzard on something like a snow team. But that's on snow is the weathers or something for a different video. In a similar vein to bulky water type with competitive, here's Milotic, one of them. This one does get Scald, and you can go something like Ice Beam, and you could go something like Hypnosis. There is a Hypnosis plus Coil set, which honestly in this format could be pretty dumb. But Milotic is self-explanatory. Milotic has done the same thing for generations, and it will continue to do so because of the lower power level. Next up on the chopping block is Gastrodon. Here's the better color. Fight me on that. It really does one thing. It has Storm Drain, which is good into Palafin because Palafin doesn't usually run coverage moves. So if your team has like a big Palafin weakness, you could slap on a Gastrodon to, you know, try and like set up. But Gastrodon's like Milotic. Gastrodon has done the same thing for generations. It will continue to do so. It won't be that good, but it has its uses. And lastly, I'm going to talk about Kingdra. Kingdra is very funny because, as you can see, its attack stat and its special attack stat are exactly the same. They buffed this thing this generation, right? So you can give it Life Up, give it Swift Swim. You can give it Draco Meteor, and the way they buffed it in this generation is they gave it Wave Crash. So that's something really funny you could do. You could slap on Dragon Cheer or something. It doesn't. Oh, I thought you got Dragon Cheer. You can boost it with Dragon Cheer to, you know, make it always crit. Dragon Cheer plus Sniper sounds really funny, actually. I might mess around with that for a video, actually. But yeah, as you can see, this format has a lot of viable water types. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. This format is going to be incredible from what we've seen so far. It's going to be fun. But thanks for 5 watch, bye.